Which is better for muscle growth and strength? High reps or low reps? People who go to the gym, bodybuilders, and players all want to gain muscle mass. There are, of course, many ideas about what the optimal rep range is for building muscle. In fact, there are good reasons to lift heavy weight for a few reps, medium weight for more reps, and lightweight for a lot of reps. In other words, whether you are a beginner or a hardcore pumper of iron, you can build a lot of muscle by doing workouts with different rep levels. Research and years of training have shown that doing 1 to 6 reps per set is the best way to build muscle power, that doing 7 to 12 reps per set is the best way to build muscle size, and that doing 12 reps or more is the best way to build muscle endurance.
So it's safe to say that lifting heavy weights for low reps is a must if you want to get bigger and stronger. After all, if your goal is to improve your 1, 2, or 3 rep max on squats, it doesn't make much sense to lift light weights for a lot of reps. Think of pulling weights as practice. You can't get better at anything if you don't do it. Your muscle fibers and nervous system need to be stimulated with the right amount of weight and rep levels to adapt, grow, and contract with more force. So let's look more closely at what science says about how to use different rep ranges to build power and the size of muscle fibers. To make your muscles grow and get stronger, you have to push them past their normal limits. Most of the time, doing 8 to 12 reps for 3 to 6 sets is a good way to build muscle strength. As was already said, conventional bodybuilding knowledge says that muscle tissue grows best when you do between 8 and 12 reps per set. Assuming you lift almost to failure on most sets, you should be able to do 8 to 12 reps with 75 to 80% of your 1 rep max. For example, if your current 1 rep max on the bench press is 225 pounds, you can probably lift 180 pounds for about 8 times before your muscles give out. You can't really go wrong by sticking to a middle of the road rep range, but it may not be optimal for building muscle mass. But what happens when you go outside the muscle building rep range of 8 to 12 reps per set? Well, a lot, to be honest. For one thing, building up your maximum strength is a key part of long-term muscle growth. It's not an accident that most strength athletes, such as competitive powerlifters and strongmen, have a lot of muscle mass. The strength endurance continuum says that as we get better at lifting heavy weights for low reps, our muscle strength will improve. On the other hand, muscle stamina gets better as the number of repetitions goes up and the weight goes down. In general, this idea is true for both strength and endurance, but there are limits to the number of reps that are best for muscle growth.
Heavy weights with few repetitions versus light weights with many repetitions. In short, training with heavy weights and fewer reps is known to build muscle mass, while training with lighter weights and more reps builds muscle endurance. Still, based on your goals, combining both methods can lead to longer-term success than relying on just one. Most of your type 2 fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are also the biggest muscle fibers, are used when you lift heavy weights for a few reps. So, being strong is important if you want your muscles to grow. But it's not right to say that high rep sets with light weight aren't good for you. Focusing only on rep levels that build strength, like sets of 1 to 4 reps with heavy weights, is not likely to stimulate the muscle fibers enough for strong growth. You may ask, why is that? Scientific evidence shows that muscle hypertrophy, but not muscle strength, is eventually a result of total training volume, which includes the numbers of reps, sets, and pounds lifted. So, lifting lighter weights for more reps is a better way to build muscle while making it easier on the nervous system than pulling heavy weights for fewer reps. The neuromuscular system gets especially tired when you do only low reps with big weight. The action potentials that fire your muscles and make them contract strongly are set off by your brain. When you constantly lift big weights, you get tired and your neuromuscular system starts to lose its ability to handle the stress. Eventually, you will feel worn out and your strength goes down. So powerlifters often take deload weeks, where they put less weight on the bar and do more repetitions. By doing this, you can reset the neuromuscular system and get your power back. As you understand, it's hard to keep up the amount of training needed for muscle growth if you only lift heavy weights for a few reps. Also, pulling light weights for a lot of reps is not the best way to get stronger. Now you may ask, which rep range builds muscle best then? There is no obvious best rep range for building muscle, since sets with high reps and sets with low reps both have a place in any weight training routine. To be clear, a high rep range usually means 12 or more reps per set. A low rep range is anything from 1 to 6 reps per set, and a moderate rep range is 7 to 12 reps per set. Once you start pushing the edges of standard rep ranges, like lifting 10% of your 1 rep max for an infinite number of reps, don't expect much muscle growth or strength gains. In fact, study has shown that there's a maximum number of reps per set that can still help build muscle. Theoretically, you can only do about 35 reps per set, assuming you are using enough resistance to hit muscle failure around the 35th rep. After that, the load probably won't be enough to greatly stimulate the type 2 muscle fibers. If that weren't the case, endurance athletes would get big just by running miles every day. But ultra high rep ranges may be useful for other things, like increasing muscle stamina and helping people recover from injuries. If we have to pick a winner between high reps and low reps for building muscle, it's hard to argue against low reps with bigger weights. If you want to get the best results, you should use a mix of different rep levels and different amounts of weights. Now that you have a better idea of how different rep levels affect muscle size, strength, and endurance, it's time to talk about choosing the right exercises. Compound exercises are essential for growing muscle and getting stronger because they work more than one muscle group at once. So, when you do workouts like the barbell back squat, you can hopefully lift much heavier weights than when you do bicep curls. When your muscles and nervous system are still fresh, it makes sense to start your workouts with complicated moves. Now is your chance to lift big weights and work on getting stronger. Isolation workouts, on the other hand, only work one group of muscles at a time. So, because of these workouts, you can't lift as much weight. The good thing about isolation movements is that they help you focus on the so-called mind-muscle connection. They let you feel your muscles moving and getting blood pumped through them. Think of isolation workouts as assistance moves for compound lifts. For example, this could be your upper body workout. Exercise 1, incline barbell bench press. Exercise 2, the barbell row for your upper back. Exercise 3, weighted dips for the lower portion of your chest. Isolation exercise 1, the cable flies. Isolation exercise 2, incline bicep curl with a dumbbell. exercise isolation number 3, dumbbell tricep extensions. Here are some tips to keep in mind when working out to get bigger and stronger muscles. Number 1. Don't be afraid of compound workouts. They may be harder, but they help you build muscle the most for your money. Anyone who can squat more than 500 pounds has pretty strong quads. If they're too fat, you might not be able to see them though. Number 2. If you don't know how to do exercises like barbell deadlifts and back squats right, you need to do some study or have a trainer or strength coach show you the right way to do them. Getting hurt is the best way to stop yourself from getting stronger. Number 3. Don't give in to the urge to add more workouts or change them up every week. Instead, focus on making your workouts better than they were last week and stick to a periodization plan. So there you have it. Now you know what exercise you need to do to develop big and strong muscles and the rep ranges with them. If you found this video helpful in any way, please leave a comment down below in the comment section. Like this video so more people get to enjoy the knowledge you have gained through this video, and share the video with your friends. Until the next video, rep you later.